Hello everyone, we are in the last day of the spoilers of Dominaria. Usually the last day we have spoilers of bulk common cards, but if you stay till the end of this video, you will see that there are a couple of interesting rare cards that have been spoiled today. Adamant Will, a 2/2 instant card. Adventurous Impulse, you look at the top 3 cards and you may have a creature or land card and put into your hand. Astrid Glider, a 2/1 flyer. Amaranthine Wall, a 0/6 defender and can gain indestructible. Enset Animus, a +1/+1 instant spell. Another +1/+1 instant spell and creatures gain also reach. Artificial Assistant, it's a 1-drop for blue, it has flying, and you can scry 1 if you cast a historic spell. Befiddle, instant that gives a -4 and -0 until end of turn to a creature and you draw a card. Blessing of Belzenok, it's a 2/1 +2/+1 until end of turn. If it's legendary, it gains also lifelink. Blink of an Eye, it has kicker and you return target non-land permanent to its owner's hands. If you kick it, you draw a card. Broken Boards, destroy target artifact or enchantment, and you may play an extra land from your hand on the battlefield. Call the Cavalry, it's a create 2/2 white knight creature. Champion of Flame, it has trample and gains +2/+2 for each aura and equipment. Charge, the creature gets +1/+1. A 4/5 hexproof turtle. Corrosive Ooze, a 2/2, and if it's blocked by a creature that is equipped, the equipment is destroyed. Creator's Ward, enchant permanent has hexproof. Dark Bargaining, you look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 2 of them into your hand and the other one in the graveyard, it deals 2 damage to you. Devent Trapper, when you cast a historic spell, target creature an opponent controls, tap target creature. Deep Freeze, enchant creature has 0, it's a 0/4. Diligent Excavator, when you cast a historic spell, target player puts the top 2 cards of their library in their graveyard. Dub, enchant creature, it's a 2/2 and has first strike. Escrate, you destroy target creature, an excellent removal spell in black. Excavation Elephant, it has kicker, and if it's kicked, you can return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. Feral Abomination, it's a 5/5 death touch. Fury Intervention, you choose, you deal 5 damage to target creature or destroy an artifact. Fire Fist Adept, when it enters the battlefield, deals X damage to target creature where X is the number of wizards you control. Frenzy Range, enchant creature gets +2/+1 and has menace. Fungal Plots, you exile a creature card from your graveyard and you create a 1/1 sapling. Fraudulent Arcanist, you tap and you for 1 colorless mana and you can use this to cast instant or sorcery spells. Chaos Protector, a 4/2 and must be blocked. Gideon Approach, deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Gift of Growth, you kick it, +2/+2, +4/+4 if you kick it. Goblin Barrage, you also kick it, it deals 4 damage to target creature, if you kick it, it deals to target player or planeswalker. Growth from Ashes, you search your library for a basic land and put it into the battlefield, if you kick it, you search for 2 and put them in the battlefield. Healing Grace, you prevent 3 damage and you gain 3 life. Howling Golem, when it attacks, each player draws a card. Imbolas Clutchet, enchant permanent and you control enchant permanent. Invoke the Divine, destroy target artifact or enchantment, you gain 4 life. Justing Glance, +2/+0. A 3/1 Knight. Crozan Druid, enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, you gain 10 life. Mammoth Spider, a reach 3/5 creature. Nature's Spiral, you return target permanent card from a graveyard to your hand. Bardic Wanderer, a trample 5/5 creature. Pierce the Sky, it deals 17 damage to target creature with flying. Radiating Lightning, it deals 3 damage to target player and 1 damage to each creature that player controls. Red Colony, it gets +1/+0 for each red you control, and you can have as many reds as you want in your deck. Rare Recliner can be blocked if you play a historic spell. Rescue, return target permanent you control to its owner's hand. Sanctum Spirit, it has lifelink. Sentinel of the Pearl Trident, it has flash. Settle the score, exile target creature. Put 2 loyalty counters on a planeswalker you control, an excellent removal spell, and gives you an extra 2 loyalty counters on a planeswalker. Tragic Poet, you sacrifice it and return a target enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. Shield of the Realm, equipped creature is prevented 2 damage. Sheeving Fire, deals 2 damage to target creature, if it kicks it deals 4 damage. Short Sword, a +1/+1 equipment. Skitzik, Trample Haste 5/3 creature. Sorcerer's Wand, it deals 1 damage if it's tapped to target player or planeswalker. If it's a wizard, it deals 2. Soul Salvage, return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Sprung Crown Talent, fungus and saplings get +1/+1. Spore Swarm, you create 3 green saplings creature tokens. Stronghold Confessor, it's a 1-drop, and if you kick it gets an extra +1/+1 and an extra +1/+1. Talet Soothsayer, you sacrifice a creature, you draw a card. Now we have the rare card. An interesting card is Strand Temporal Gateway, that's 4/4, and you pay 4, you tap it, and you can put a historic permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. Therefore, with this card, you can play one of the Eldrazi Titan. Traxos Scourge of Krug, it's a 7/7 legendary artifact creature. You cast it for 4, it has trample, but it comes into the battlefield as is tapped. You cannot untap during your untap step. The creature is tapped only, is untapped only if you cast a historic spell. Therefore, you play this card, it comes into play tapped. You play a historic spell, you untap it, you can attack with it, and then to untap it again, you need to cast another historic spell. Verdant Force, 4/5 and 3 green. At the beginning of each upkeep, you create a 1/1 green sapling creature, and is also a 7/7. Groundward Rada, it has haste, and 1 or more creatures you control attack, you can create as much mana in red and green. Aerial Knight of Windgrace, it has vigilance, it's a 4/4, for 2 and 1 white, you create a 2/2 white knight creature with vigilance. For 1 black, you tap X untapped knight you control, destroy target creature with power X or less. Haphazard Bombardment, when it enters the battlefield, choose for a non-enchantment permanents you don't control and put a name counter on each of them. At the beginning of your end step, if 2 or more permanents you don't control have a name counter on them, destroy one of those permanents at random. Sylvan Awaken, until end of turn, all lands you control becomes a 2/2 elemental creature with reach, indestructible, and haste. They're still lands. The Mending of Dominaria, Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, this is a saga. You put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard, then you may return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Chapter 3, return all lands cards from your graveyard to the battlefield, then shuffle your graveyard. Now the last card, Leech Mystery, 3 and 3 black. It has hexproof. You can't lose the game. Whenever you gain life, draw that many cards. Whenever you lose life, for each 1 life you lost, exile a permanent you control or a card from your hand or graveyard. When Leech Mystery leaves the battlefield, you lose the game. This is a very good card for not losing the game, but remember that when you are dealt damage, you need to exile a permanent. Eventually, you will exile this card.